Alright guys, day 80, part 1. So in this video, I want to talk about why, at least based on what I've learned, why I think the wealthiest people in the world are as rich as they are. And it comes down to earning capacity. I think it's something that Alex Hormozi mentioned in a podcast one time. I just remembered it for some reason. But yeah, basically people who are worth a lot of money or who make a lot of money, the thing that gives the thing that makes it so, the thing that gives them their extremely high net worth is their earning capacity, their ability to do things that generate a lot of income. They have extremely valuable skill sets that they can use in the marketplace to bring in a significant amount of cash. And at the end of the day, you could invest like $1,000 a year into an index fund, and after 40-50 years maybe it'll be worth some kind of money, but that's of course not accounting for inflation and whatnot, and at that point it's probably not, you're probably going to be too old to be able to enjoy that money anyways. So if you want to make FU money and you want to be able to enjoy it, you need to focus on skill acquisition, specifically acquiring high income evergreen skills that you can stack on top of one another to build something extremely valuable, something like a software company, right? That's where the real money is made, when you exit, when you sell your company, when that's what makes people billionaires, right? It's usually done with software because the logistics are just much easier. It's much easier to build a $1 billion company through the internet than it is to build a $1 billion brick and mortar business. If you look at any of the most valuable companies on earth, with the exception of something like Louis Vuitton, which focuses on brand, really, and most of that, I don't really know about that, so I'm not going to talk about it. But if you look at most, the great overwhelming majority of the most valuable companies on earth, they're all in tech. They all have to do with some kind of technology, either an innovation, a tool, a SaaS, whatever it may be. And so if you can build something like a SaaS, and you have the skills to do that, maybe you have some knowledge of programming, and you know how to hire the right people and instruct them, and you're technically literate enough to actually help them or build out the product. You've got sales skills, you've got marketing skills, you've got capital to invest in order to actually build the software in the first place, or you're skilled enough to build it on your own. Acquire these kinds of skills, things that will always serve you, things that are going to keep paying you dividends from now onwards. And so that's what I'm focusing on. I've been teaching myself marketing for the past couple of years, so I'd say I'm at least above average in that area. Sales, I still haven't been able to test out my in-person sales abilities, although I think I will have to very soon, based on what I'm planning to do. And code, it's something that I started teaching myself recently, and I'm going to focus on solving my own problems by building out tools and projects that I find useful, that I'm interested in, and hopefully as a result of doing that, not only will I of course acquire a number of skills, more technical expertise in code, in programming, and software, but hopefully it also, hopefully one of the projects that I build, one of the tools that I build, I can later monetize it and sell it, or build a company around it, or whatever it may be. So that's the plan. Learn from doing, from actually solving problems, because at the end of the day, nothing will teach you better than experience. I talk about that all the time. That's probably one of the biggest lessons that I've learned over the past 5-6 years, because I used to be a consumption junkie. I just read, listen to podcasts, watch educational videos and whatnot, but I never do anything with the information. And then once I realized that, actually doing this shit is what's gonna actually teach me, how to get better at the skill. And so the second I started implementing that, I started learning much more and much faster than I was before, solely by depending on consumption and content and information that other people put out. Not to say that that's a bad thing. You should definitely use it to your advantage. If you get access to information that someone else spent years of their life putting together, you're basically saving that amount of time, because you don't have to spend years of your life to acquire the same information, because you can just purchase it from someone else. And so it's really, when you're buying a course or an info product or something, you're really paying for convenience. You're paying for the other person's time, the time that they spend to acquire that information. You're not actually paying for the information itself, because you could acquire it on your own. It would just take it would just take a longer amount of time. And since time is finite, life is short, we've got to learn from the mistakes of other people, and that's what differentiates human beings from other species. I got all nerdy about that. But yeah, anyways, I'll see you in the next one.